The movie begins with a group of dangerous criminals which consist of Deadshot, Count Vertigo, and two criminal couples called Punch and Julie, who were released from prison by a government official called Amanda Waller, who wants them to recover a flash drive that contains leaked intelligence from a crime boss known as Tobias Whale, who happens to be on moving train. As soon as the squad infiltrated inside the train and killed every of the bodyguards, their target Tobias emerges from his hiding spot to defend himself, beating out Deadshot with his incredible strength, but Punch uses his special powers to kill the guy from behind. Just when we think it's all over, Julie and Vertigo betrays the team by killing her lover Punch, revealing to Deadshot that she and Vertigo are the real couples, and they are both working together to steal a flash drive for themselves. But Deadshot smiles because they just made a really big mistake because Amanda Waller is listening to them, as she has been suspecting a traitor in their squad. They try to beg for mercy, but it's already too late as she detonates a bomb she's secretly placed on their necks, which explodes Vertigo and Julie to pieces. Back to the present day, we see a surgeon called Professor Pinnock experimenting on his patient called Harvey Dent, but his work is interrupted by the attacks of two girls who took down all of his guards and threatens the professor to treat a specific patient who needs urgent medical attention. At the prison, a cellmate Boomerang mocks Deadshot because his 13-year-old daughter has been rejecting all the letters he has been sending to her. Amanda Waller suddenly arrives with Harley Quinn and releases Deadshot and Boomerang from prison, explaining that she is forming another criminal squad and few more people will be joining their team, which includes the killer Frost, a girl who was maltreated by her parents, and while trying to defend herself, she unconsciously unleashed her superpowers, which killed her parents instantly, and also another meta-human called the Copperhead, who shoots acid's venom from his mouth, and finally is a guy called the Bronze Tiger, known to be a former CIA agent and possibly seen as the greatest martial artist in the world. She installs a bomb chip inside their necks, so if any of them don't follow order or tries to escape, their head will be blown off. She briefs the squad on their mission by firstly letting them know that she is diagnosed with a terminal sickness and wants the squad to find a man called Steel Maxim to retrieve a mystical black card from him, which Waller desperately needs. If they successfully complete their mission, she promises to slice a year off their sentence. As the squad travels to Branson, Missouri, which is where their target is located, a spy from Waller team goes to the Reverse Flash Zoom, informing him and his team, which includes Silver Banshee and Blockbuster, everything Waller is planning about the card and the squad she sent to retrieve it. As soon as they arrived at the strip club where the man works, the team decided to split up to find the man so they won't be noticed, but after a while none of them were able to find him. But at the moment they were about to live, a stripper is introduced to all the girls, and this is actually the Steel Maxim they have been looking for. And while he dances, Zune and his team shows up to kidnap him, and this leads to a fight between them. Luckily, the X-Force team manages to escape on their bus with Steel Maxim, but Zune chases them. But something doesn't feel right because the Zune we all know could have caught up with their bus within seconds and killed them all. But anyway, while he struggles to catch them, Deadshot and Killer Frost uses their powers to stop him and successfully escape with Steel Maxim to a safe place. They question him why Zoom is after him, but Steel Maxim has no idea, but reveals to them he once dated Silver Banshee. Of course, they couldn't believe it because how can a loser like him get Banshee attention until he reveals to them that he was once Dr. Fate, who was chosen by a god called Naboo, as just one very day when he was doing his morning exercises, a supernatural being called Naboo appeared in front of him and gave him a helmet, which when he placed it on his head, he was able to understand the language of Naboo, who gave him a place to stay with the responsibility of fighting hell dogs and demons, and it was during one of his quests he met Silver Banshee, who played had to get first, but fell in love with him. To be straight to the point, Steel Maxim tells them that among all the powers and stuffs that was given to him, there was one tiny object Naboo cherished the most, which was a shining black card that has a written phrase on it. Get out of hell free, and according to one of the Naboo book he saw, when you have that black card in your possession and you die, you will bypass hell and gain access to heaven, but it can only be used once. But just one evening, he met this hot girl at the bar, and while kissing her, he realizes that she was a distraction so her accomplice can steal a black card from him, and when they did, they left without taking anything else, but Nobu being angry with his carelessness on the one special thing entrusted to him. He was thrown out of the castle, which disappeared from his sight. In conclusion, Steel Maxim tells the squad that after that, many people like the government officials started looking for him, and that was when Banshee broke up with him, so he had no choice but to lie low by becoming a stripper. Amanda Waller has been listening to Steel Maxim every story and tells Deadshot that he wasn't lying. But the good news is that they now know the identity of the ladies who took the card from him called Scandal and Knockout. Waller finds out that their boss is Vandal Savage, a immortal butcher who has lived for about 50,000 years. So of course, this mission will be really tough, but Waller promises the squad that if they successfully retrieve the card, she is going to slice 10 years of their sentences, which means they will be free. As the squad continues their mission, they threw Steel Maxim at the roadside since he's no longer useful. But when the police shows up to help Steel Maxim out of the way, Zoom and his gang arrives and kidnaps him. Meanwhile, the Suicide Squad attacks Scandal and Knockout in their basement, and after pulling up a big fight, they were defeated. With a gun pointed at their foreheads, they had no choice but to reveal to the squad where they hid the card. But at that moment, a large jet emerges out of nowhere with a couple of armed men who comes out from it and open fire at them, and Knockout was killed in the process. Their leader, Savage, suddenly comes out from the jet, and while being surrounded by his men, Deadshot and the squad escapes on elevator, but of course by using the card to strike a deal with Savage in exchange of their lives. The Reverse Flash, who saw Savage taking off with the card on his jet, runs at full speed and placed a tracker in their jet. Waller is so angry at them for their failed mission, but still give them another chance to track the location of Savage. After a conversation with Waller, Deadshot lives the team for a while and goes to the Lacoma Academy to see his daughter Zoe. But as he enters, he only finds his daughter roommate, who informs him that his daughter will probably be at the drug cartel. Deadshot arrives at the location, but he is intercepted by one of his squad mate Tiger, who wants him to focus on the mission no matter what. But this might be the only chance Deadshot might get to see his daughter, so he fights with Tiger but later backs down after realizing his daughter is not in the drug cartel. Waller warns Deadshot of his actions and removes the position of the team leader from Deadshot and gives it to Tiger. They all headed north, but stop to get lunch at the restaurant apart from Deadshot, who chooses to stay at the bust, and in doing so, he receives a call from Scandal, who leaks out the location of Savage to Deadshot as a revenge on what he did to her lover, Knockout. While the rest of the squad were chilling at the restaurant, Killer Frost goes to the bathroom to wash off. She is attacked and kidnapped by Silver Banshee. Deadshot sees this and takes off with the bust to chase after Banshee, leaving the rest of the team behind, but still loses trace of them in the middle of a desert. While he kicks the bus in frustration, the rest of the team shows up with another bus and picks him up. Meanwhile, Zoom strikes a deal with Killer Frost by appealing to her to join his team, and in exchange, he removes the bomb chip inside her neck, therefore freeing her from Waller imprisonment. The squad arrive at an apartment where Amanda Waller was able to confirm that Killer Frost has switched sides, but when she tries to blow off her head, it turns out the bomb chip was placed under the building they were inside. They all were able to make it out of the explosion alive, apart from Tiger, who gets badly injured. The squad finally arrives at the basement of Savage, who tells them the card can no longer be collected because he already impaled it inside his chest. The team wonder why he would even need the card since he is immortal. But he lets them know that yes, he can live for long, but that doesn't mean he cannot be killed. When Savage tries to restrain them with his traps, Silver Banshee, Killer Frost, and Zoom shows up and remove the card out of Savage body. Zoom reveals to the curious Deadshot on the reason he needed the card so badly was because in the former world, Batman shot him, so he has been using his powers to extend his life by days or weeks. As soon as he tries to take off with his team, Killer Frost betrays them by killing Silver Banshee and Blockbuster, freezing Zoom. She takes the card from him, revealing her plan to get rich by selling the card, but before she leaves, Copperhead manages to free himself and engages in a fight with Frost to get back the card, but during their struggle, Waller had no choice but to donate the chip inside of Copperhead's neck to kill Killer Frost at the same time. Deadshot frees himself from the ice, and as he does the same to the rest of the team, he picks up the card from the floor, but Boomerang swipes the card away from him and runs away, but Tiger blocks him from behind, and after realizing his betrayal to the team, he fights Boomerang, but Zoom shows up and kills Boomerang and battles with Tiger for the card. He uses a dagger to slash his body to pieces, which allows Zoom to gain possession of the card. But just at that moment, Deadshot attack him, and while being distracted, Tiger throws a dagger which cuts off Zoom fingers, giving Deadshot the opportunity to kill Zoom. Taking pity on Tiger before he died, Deadshot gives him the card which can allow him to enter heaven, and gives the unsuspecting Waller the already used and useless card. The movie ends with Deadshot, who finally gets the reunites with his daughter. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching. Bye.
And that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more awesome content from Cartoon Crunch, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part of the show was, or if there's a cartoon you'd like me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and until next time.